Guys, it's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks potentially trading away Kristaps Porziņģis. And, this is not something I thought I'd be talking about, but there was a report today by Bleacher Report and The Athletic that rival executives think that the Atlanta Hawks are going to try to move away Kristaps Porziņģis to try to bring in a win-now player, which I guess that means maybe that potentially means a all-star, I guess, but and with Porziņģis' salary, they definitely have the assets to, he's got the money in his contract to do this. He's got a $30 million contract, and it's not super shocking to hear that they might want to trade Porziņģis. Porziņģis is in his last year of his deal, and it's not like they gave up some huge amount to get him. They gave up George Niang, Terrence Mann, and a second-round pick. They gave up no first-round picks. They didn't even, George Niang's a solid player, and, I think Terrence Mann is a really solid player as well, but they didn't give any, amazing players up for Porziņģis. Porziņģis is a really good player. He's averaging 17 and 6. His shooting from three is actually taking a fall, and that's not good. Shot so well from three in Boston. Now he's only shooting 31% from three. But I think maybe these trade rumors are also popping up because of the performances that you're seeing from Jalen Johnson and seeing from Jalen Johnson, both Jalen Johnson and as well as Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka Okongwu was spectacular last night in their win against the Jazz, and so was Jalen Johnson. And then also, not to mention, you've got a player like Zachary Richardson, who I think the Hawks believe in. But just the question is what kind of player are you going to trade for if you trade away Porziņģis? Because I think you've got all these young guys. What's a win-now player? I would suppose it's going after another guard. Because if you're trading Porziņģis away for a win-now player, I don't think you're adding in another power forward or center or even small forward. Because I think one of the reasons to do that is to give more opportunities to guys like Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, and those guys. They believe in Zachary Richardson. So maybe if you trade Porziņģis, it's to add in another guard next to Trae Young. Who that would be, I'm not sure. They're going to be. I think it's going to be a very interesting trade deadline this February. But I don't know. And who's going to want to take on Porziņģis' contract? It's $30 million. He has a lot of injury history and has had some injuries already this season, and it's an expiring contract. So it might be hard to trade if you're the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know how much of a win-now player you can get for Porziņģis. I think this team is already talented, even if Porziņģis is hurt, and I think he could be a really good help to them as an asset. He doesn't have to be the second best player to Trae Young. And they're they've got Jalen Johnson. I think that's their second best player next to Trae Young, and then Porziņģis is that third guy. They've got some really good depth. I don't know if they really need much more when it just comes to in the Eastern Conference. I think if you want to win an NBA championship and look to take down Oklahoma City Thunder, you're gonna need to add some more, but. Call me crazy, but I think once Trae gets back healthy, if Porziņģis is healthy, and this whole group stays healthy, the Hawks can win the East with their current team, I believe. But you guys give me your thoughts on the potential these trade rumors that are going around with Porziņģis. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.